Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love.
Do-do-do-do.
Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes,
Let's love.
Poodle, 10 years. 10 years. How do you...
10 years.
10 years.
40 years.
10 years. How do you celebrate your 10-year anniversary?
What
with
is the
your
10-year
daddy?
anniversary?
Yeah, what is the gift for Poodle?
Latex. I believe the the traditional 10-year gift is latex, preferably bodysuits.
Wow.
10 years of 90-day fiance, y'all.
Do you just fast forward and actually do instead of years, you since you know you won't be with him that long, you just do 10 years would be actually 10 months, or is it weeks?
That's a good question. I don't really celebrate anniversaries because time is elastic to me. So so we could do the 1-year anniversary. It's after 5 years.
I have a feeling if you're with Poodle, he's going to want that diamond anniversary. He's going to say 75 years after
Just
the first
skip
week.
to the diamond. I agree. I actually prefer gifts of all kinds at all times. I don't necessarily need them to be a certain day, or I'm happy for people celebrating milestones that make them happy. I don't need to do it personally.
Okay. You don't
But
need
I'm
to do it.
happy that 90 Day Fiancé made it to 10.
They got a new logo and everything. Who dis? Who dis?
Wow, 10 years. 10 years of 90 Day Fiancé, going all the way back to Mike and Aziza, who are not together anymore because he's, I think, in jail.
Child porn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? She got her green card. She's here. That's what for the doubters. Wow.
Alan and Kiliam,
Still together.
who always made me a little queasy. Who are the others on that show?
You know
I
what?
can't
I
remember.
don't know.
And Russ and Pow. Russ and Pow were on the first season.
They were on the first season as well. I'll look them up before the second show. Maybe we'll do a little retrospective and remember who else was on the first season.
That was season 1, y'all. It was only like 6 episodes.
I enjoyed it.
I
It was good.
didn't.
But
Season 2, y'all, that's when Danielle and Muhammad came.
I think
And-
season 1 was still good because you see that they started this show of 90 Day Fiancé out with this kind of pure intention.
Pure naive intentions, yes.
And then you look at this season and go, well, that's gone.
I think that the overarching theme is still there and the intention is still there. I think what's changed is the cast pool because everyone knows what the show's like now.
Yeah. I agree. I think the intention of the show is the same. Yeah. I will say this does feel like, I hope it doesn't go this way. It feels like a very influencer heavy season. And in our history with 90 Day, those are usually those seasons flame out quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Although I think Ashley is going to give us a lot of fodder this season because she's going to freak out a lot.
Yeah, I think I'm getting influencer vibes from at least two of these couples.
I mean, from all of them, Ashley probably wants to help her tarot, but although she's a little different, they met a long time ago. But yes, from two of these couples,
she comes off a little more authentic.
Oh, I would 100% take a gummy and hang
Cast
out with
spells.
her.
I know.
Oh, she reminds me so much of my neighbor. I love her. I'm already into it. Let's
I will
cast a
caution
spell.
you about saying you love someone in episode 1.
That's
You
true.
always
You
do it.
don't do it with Matt Sharp, y'all.
You may just want to pull yourself back. You notice that I never say I really enjoy someone unless they're a complete joke, and that's when I have a lot of fun with them.
Yeah.
I have to trust people before I love them.
You do.
Unlike you, which take that to heart.
Oh, so
It's
y'all,
something you should discuss with your therapist.
yeah. Use our BetterHelp code. Y'all, this is Reality Gaze. My name's Matt Marr, aka Maddie, and this other queen is Jake Anthony, aka
Poodle. Miss Poodle, if you're nasty or not, as Karen Chantel's mother, nasty or underscore not.
Miss Karen Nasty or Not. Such a great Instagram. Again, thank you to now. I think Ashley and Manuel at the 90-day fiance party we were at, and we just didn't
I
know who
think
they were.
but I didn't know who they probably seemed like randos to us, so we didn't talk to them.
Well, and Jovi was getting you drunk, and Yara and Veronica was getting me drunk. I'm sad. I would have loved to have talked to Ashley. Also, Manuel is hot.
He is.
He's hot.
I think he's hot, but compared to Rob or Justin,
it's a lot of good-looking guys. Well,
Jesus.
Rob or Justin are guys you put on the wall. Manuel is a guy, y'all. I actually prefer. I'm more the Manuel type, but I like.
He's like a 2 a.m. grinder hookup for me.
Much that hair, it flops around. I'm all about it. What did we have any other y'all?
Yes, we have a lot of announcements.
I want to say, I think this show's going to go on for 10 more years. That's all I wanted to say. I think it will. I think it's good. We've got
brave.
I think we've got a lot of 90-day coming up.
How brave. You're still, it's October, so you're still getting hand tossed.
Oh, just
September was fully loaded. You're getting we have 2 more weeks. This is airing. Well, no, this is airing on the 9th. Yes. Or maybe it's the 8th. I don't know. It's whatever Sunday is.
I get time. Is that why you don't ever get the time and the dates? Because time is elastic.
Time is elastic for me.
Time's elastic.
Mm-hmm. Time is elastic.
Time is elastic.
Like my pants.
Like your pants.
We have one big thing that we have been not talking about, and some of you are like, when are you going to talk about this? It's fall time. I thought you guys were going on tour. Guess what? We're not going on tour in the fall. It's a long story. We did sign with Representation earlier this year, and we were going through that. We were going through our tour, and there was just some miscommunications, and it's gonna look better for us to go out in the spring. So do not worry. We are going on tour in the spring. Look for us late March, April.
We're
something
hoping
like that.
then.
Yeah.
That's good for that one sissy who sent me a message, kind of like Gino's sister-in-law, and just said, "Don't come to Toronto in January. I'm having a baby."
Someone also sent me one and said, "I'm having surgery in February. I'd rather you not come then."
So I don't know what Jasmine's upset about. We get it all the time.
That was such a passive-aggressive, "Hey, don't have your wedding."
Oh, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we're going to tease that out.
You know what? One of my family members would do that, but I can totally understand the sentiment with which it was sent, and I totally understand why Jasmine is pissed about it.
Oh, we're going to talk. This is a spoiler alert. Don't answer yet, but I want to ask in that segment, what would Mother Poodle do if someone texted her that? Don't say a word. Save it. It's a tease. It's a tease.
I'm glad I'm always silenced.
So yeah, tour dates are going to be later, y'all. Sorry about
apparently, you're going to do a what not to wear corner.
Well, I don't.
We didn't talk about this, but fine.
I'm very excited, y'all. Stacey and Clinton have made. It's not really a corner. I just wanted to announce that for sissies out there, Stacey and Clinton have made up. I've heard from some of the sissies that Stacey's not a very nice person in real life. But that said, I love the show What Not to Wear. A lot of people love that show.
Is it coming back?
They're doing a live tour and they're going around the country and they're going to talk about their feud and how they made up in a live show with Q&A. But I think they're setting it up to come back to a What Not to Wear. And I'm very excited because I loved this show.
Are there still people who give a shit about that show alive?
I'm not kidding I'm not kidding when I tell you this. I posted something on my Instagram. I think I had probably 15 sissies message me and say, I love them. I love them. People still.
Maybe.
There's never been another show like it since Stacey and Clinton. Clinton did that cooking show, and it was weird having him on because everybody's cooking, and then he's trying to put on. It was weird. It didn't make sense.
I never watched it.
Hopefully, Stacey's a nicer person now because didn't she come out?
Yes,
I think she was in the closet. I think she was in the closet before. And, that'll make anybody kind of pissy when you're not out.
This is.
What?
No, it's weird to be talking about they're going on tour to discuss their feud.
I'm very excited. I'm going to go when they come to Los Angeles. I'm going.
When's the last time this show was on?
I'm telling you, your sissies are going to come for you and you're going to be wrong about this because you just didn't watch. It was I watched this with my queer dear much.
It was a big show. I totally agree. But I feel like, did people just move on? That's what I...
No, this was a big feud. When he wrote his book, it was a big deal. Big deal. Because he said that he loved her and he hated her. And then all the social memes started on social media. It was messy.
I guess I was out of the Bloomsbury group that was this discussion.
There were many BuzzFeed listicles about the Stacey and Clinton fight. I read them all.
I guess I was just blissfully unaware. I tell you what is going to happen on the second show though. I caught up on Below Deck Bed last night, and I'm going to talk about this season, and it is something.
Okay.
Yeah, there's only been 2 episodes.
Yeah, I was going to say, it just started.
Yeah.
Something already happened, drama with Sandy or something. I don't know. You can tell us.
It's not that much drama, but there was it's a really great Sandy monologue about how she got into the world of drugs and alcohol.
Oh, yeah. That Sissy's told us about that.
Oh.
I miss watching this show. I don't miss covering it because there's 2 episodes a fucking night.
It's not like that anymore.
But it's only 1 now?
There's only 1 per week.
Well, Bravo fucked up because now we're covering The Golden Bachelor. Sorry, y'all. We're busy, dude.
I think it's that it's a little busy. To have another show would be really, really busy right now. So
yeah.
That's where we are now.
Golden Bachelor, y'all. The first episode was one of the highest rated Bachelors ever.
Highest rated ever for Hulu.
It's so good. They did well. They look so far that they did fucking great in the casting of Gary and the women.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's great. We're excited.
I'm excited.
We're doing some collabs with that coming up actually tomorrow.
Thursday.
It should be out by the time this episode's drop. It should be out. Our collab with 2 Black Girls, 1 Rose, or as I'm calling 2 Black Girls, 1 Rose, and 2 Marys.
and 2 rosebuds.
2 rosebuds. I thought about that, but then I thought their audience might Google rosebud.
That's a little much.
We already had a sissy.
we need to protect our audience from that term. Y'all shouldn't Google that because you're not ready for it. Unless you grew up with gay friends. Even if you did, you're not ready for it.
No, I think Ashley could do it and be fine with it, but the rest of you would scream. So we're going to do a collab with them. They're actually doing Love is Blind as well, so we're going to be talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're also going to be doing a collab with Love to See It. That's coming up. And we're still emailing
Game of Roses, probably. Definitely.
Game of Roses.
And Rose Pricks we are trying to schedule.
Yes. So a lot of Golden Bachelor. I'm enjoying that. I'm excited. And I wasn't going to watch Bachelor in Paradise, but now Avon's back. He is
There's
so hot.
There's something about the seasons of the guys on The Bachelorette that just don't do a lot for me. They may be hot, but there's just not a lot there. Sorry.
I was already talking to some people, but we're very excited. I don't know.
You
Have
talk about
seen,
him like you're a 15-year-old girl.
have you seen Avon? Have you
I
seen
have
him?
seen him. He's very attractive.
Whoa. He's so sweet too. Rachel, you're in it. You know what? Wrong show. Let's get into it. Anything other announcements?
I feel like there's something else. Again, riveting.
Riveting. Just
Riveting.
we're here. We're remote, but Goat, I'm still in the SB. Poodle's in the LA.
The LA.
You're in LA. I'm in the Barbara.
The city of angels.
Yes.
Where Rob lives, probably about a mile and a half from me. I was thinking because he's in Inglewood. He's probably like 2 miles.
That.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that.
You can go right down Crenshaw. I'm kind of close to that.
I feel like I know the area well.
I think I actually know where he is.
Oh, yeah. I know this area well, especially if you need me to drive there at like 11 o'clock at night. Yeah.
He's in a better. I just have to say, you hear the name Inglewood, and you think like
it's the hood.
Yeah,
you think it's like Boys in the Hood.
It's such a gentrified area now. He's right. There are some nice parts of it, and some parts that aren't that nice. But I will say his studio apartment isn't in one of the bad areas.
No, but it's still a dump.
It is. It's true. But y'all, you can't have a bathroom on the hall. We can't do this.
Oh,
you can do that in Europe.
I have a
theory. You can't do that here.
I have a theory all about that. I will say though, he was worried about what's her name? I don't know her name yet.
Sophie.
He was worried about Sophie going out at night. I've walked around streets in Inglewood at night, and men have been very cordial to me. Never had a problem.
I think it depends on where you are.
Okay.
Especially if you look, I think it's different with you. If you look like Sophie, you may have issues there. So I think he's right.
I just never had so many men at night invite me into their homes. Just compliment, just nice.
Yeah, we were in full drag, so it helped.
Does help. That light up butt plug. They're like, "What is there?" And I'm like gay E.T. Elliot.
I think that's
fuck homo. Fuck homo.
This episode, by the way, is called "Dearly Beloved." We are here to get through this thing called life.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's do it. We're going to go in order. We're going to start with Ashley, 32, from Rochester, New York. We're going to talk
33.
Oh, well, maybe she's in her Jesus year. I don't know.
From Rochester.
It's her and Manuel, 35.
From Ecuador.
Yes. We see this thing where she's having a panic attack and she's getting lightheaded.
This is scary. Pull over.
Pull over. I would pull over, yeah. I would say if you're having a panic attack, one of the best things you can, if you're having a panic attack while driving, one of the best things you can do is pull over.
I was surprised that when she called her sister didn't say, pull the fuck over.
No, she's like, you're boss girl, boss bitch.
Boss bitch.
Boss bitch.
No, it's hard to watch because you feel super helpless at that kind of time. She is a witch, y'all. We've got our first witch, I believe. She does say Black Ashley. She's like, I'm like one of the few. I'm a unicorn. I know like 2 Black Ashleys.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
I was trying to think about it because I was like, I never thought of that but I understand it does sound like a very white name.
I don't know a lot of Black Ashleys.
I knew like 2. I went to school with one, and what's her name? She was on Riverdale. Her name was Ashley, the one who played Josie.
Oh, so you don't know, but yeah, you saw, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Her name was Ashley.
Well, there you go. Okay, I will say this. I think this Black Ashley is funny. I will say the way she talks.
She's great on camera. She's gonna be. She's pretty open to this. Is a really good, solid casting choice.
This woman's gonna be great on Pillow Talk.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
And I want to say the difference of this is now our second tarot sissy. Tarot card pulling sis. Or
you mean tarot card cast member?
Cast member. Because who
was before?
You already forgot. I'll give you a hint.
Oh, Ella?
Her mother doesn't love her.
Oh, Kim.
Kimberly. TJ and Kim on the other way. I want to say that Kimberly is more of a tarot poser. Ashley's the real deal. I would have this bitch read my cards.
Kimberly shits her pants next week. Not saying I'm going to enjoy it, but
I did wonder because normally we get all the TLC will send us the episodes early and we get them all kind of in a batch. And our rep Nicole was like, "Hey, it's going to take a bit to get the other way, but I'll let you know when I have it."
They're adding poop sound effects.
Are they adding it or are they taking it out? I didn't know which one. Did they have to blur her pants when there's just a brown spot?
Y'all, if you're not watching, Toe is giving us everything this season. Crushing sadness is definitely there. The cringe of watching a washed up male dancer who never really knew how to dance anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I never have erection with ladies, but you feel it now.
And then we didn't comment how out of breath he was after that dance.
I wrote it down.
Really was.
It sounded like he just read a 10K.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, you like that, baby?
I can't pay. Get me my heart medicine."
Yes. Anyway, so if you're not watching Toe, where are you at? So Ashley, she's a witch. She does tarot. She's an astrologer. She specializes in shadow work. Y'all, don't send me the TikTok with the person that made the shadow book. I've seen it.
Jungian stuff, right?
It is Jungian stuff. Everybody's acting like shadow work is a new thing. Y'all, it's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's great. There's a lot of great things in shadow work. Anyway, just don't send me any more of that TikTok of people with that book. I got it. I did shadow work in college and in my 20s.
So, she is talking about, she's like, one time when I was in the woods and I felt really something powerful. So then I talked to my biology, either teacher or professor, because I was unclear about the timeline here. And they're like, "Hey, we're going to Ecuador." And
come?
Then she met Manuel on that trip. So as someone who is keyed into signs, this did feel like it was, I think this is going to be very frustrating for her as well, because I think it's fine to look for signs until you don't know what a sign is anymore. And I think people like that can be quite frustrating, and their lives can be frustrating for themselves.
Yeah, I think with Ashley, she's going to, which a lot of us do this. And so she actually has a bit of self-awareness. Like when she talks to her friends later, she says, "You know what I usually do? I usually make a decision and then I freak out about that decision and think it's the wrong decision and then back away from the decision. But now I can't do that anymore." And I went, "Oh, this is going to be rough for you, honey."
I agree. I think this is going to be a really rough season for her. I totally agree.
A lot of hardship.
The process itself is stressful enough. And if she's having a panic attack on episode 1, holy God.
Holy God.
She met him, by the way, on New Year's Eve 10 years ago. He came up and asked her to dance, and they were engaged after a week. So she jumps in. Jump! My love.
Well, but she was 22. He's 25 at the time, 10 years ago, because now he's 35. So, as she said, they were young, hung, and full of cum. Or young, dumb, and full of cum.
I believe that expression is young, dumb, and full of cum.
That's what straight people say. We have a different one.
Young, hung, and down to fuck.
And full of cum.
Yes. Full of whoop. No, but it was after a week, sweetie. That's not normal.
No,
It's not
no,
normal.
it's not normal even when you're 25. No, no.
So they tried long distance, but it did not work. I could have already told you that, knowing this woman. Um, it didn't last, and they had been 7 years apart. She got
Mhm.
out of a long-term relationship. And guess what, y'all? The exes came out of the woodwork as they
That
always do,
that shit is true. That
because they
is
smell it in
true.
the air.
Has it happened to you?
Yes. Every time
Really?
I get uncoupled from someone, the exes come out.
I got it all last year. All last year. Do
And you
you?
didn't do anything with it.
Maybe I did. I just didn't tell you.
But no, you were saying you told me the ones that happened. You're like, no, I'm not ready for anybody.
There might have been others. You told me you don't want to
Oh,
know. You told
when
me you
did I
didn't
say
want to know.
that?
If I talk about my sex life, you go gross. So I'm not talking.
No, I only talk about. I only say that when you say really gross things about it.
What? Like when I say I sat on their dick like a fire hydrant and I blowed up like a balloon.
Yeah, it's that.
Okay. Well, she says he was her what if man. And I want to ask you, Poodle, because do you have a what if man?
I think everyone
I
does.
think everyone does.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this now. That's it's rare. It is idealistic. It's not real. Maybe they'll make it work, but those what ifs, I don't know.
Feels like a what if person. Like when I think about my what if man, it all sounds, but it's all a fantasy.
Exactly. Now I
It's
think
not real life.
this might be a little more stable because she met him. Um,
Of course, my
they
what if man is Jude Law. So I think
yeah.
that's a farther reach than some.
hmm Anyway, he was always a fuck boy before. She says, and but she said, I'm gonna buy a ticket to see him. I approve all of this because they
Yeah.
quarantine together. It's when
She
you
said
and
he's
then
less of a fuckboy now.
right. So then he's like, here's the ring. And this is the same ring, I guess, maybe.
I don't know.
And then they applied for the K1 visa and they got it. And he would prefer her to be Catholic, I'm sure, because he's Ecuadorian. And he's never left the country, does not speak English, and he's never flown before.
Never
What
flown
could go
before.
wrong?
What could go wrong? Do you oh shit, what was I gonna ask you? We were talking about the what if man and you said you had a what if man and then sorry, it just flew out of my head. Never mind. Oh well, keep going.
So she's just meeting her friends at the gay bar in Rochester. Which if you couldn't tell, this place is definitely a gay bar.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah,
not
and she might even be queer or fluid or something. The way she wore the woman shirt with the rainbow on
I
it.
agree. I don't know. She did not announce that, but yeah, that's a possibility. But
I,
almost everyone at this bar was queer in some way.
y'all, I'm gonna tell you who Ashley is. She freaks out on the inside and she's got all this drama around her, but I guarantee you, she's got a lot of gay male friends because she reads them for filth on how to live their lives all the time.
And
We
she's kind of like that, and she also, but she's the kind of who can give decent advice and
like a
probably good
sage.
advice. But then at the same time, her life's kind of a mess too. Yeah,
And that's not a mirror at all.
not at all.
Thanks. Would
Not at all.
her friend Mikey is cute.
I didn't see which one that was
He's the
of the.
one. There's the young Twinkie looking one, and then the
Yeah.
older one.
Oh, I
Mikey's the
thought they were
older
a
one.
couple. At one point, one had his arm around the other.
When has that stopped us before?
That's true. What am I saying? I'm like, oh, they're totally together. You shouldn't pursue him.
I've had sex with both of them. They're both cute.
Anyway, so they kind of asked the big one of the biggest red flags here for me is mom thinks he is still in Ecuador working.
Not Ashley's mom, Manuel's mother
That's what I
thinks
meant.
he's still working. Yeah.
His mother.
Which
Wow.
this doesn't make sense. Why would he already had, I guess, because he has a job as a contractor, and she said in Ecuador they can go away for months.
Yeah.
So he's just
They
going to
they
tell
go to
his
work.
mother that he's going to work, not that he's going to the U.S. to move permanently.
And I guess she said that he's going to tell her when she gets there, otherwise she would worry. And I guess it's fine, but I don't know. I do that with mother poodles sometimes when I'm traveling around, but it's different
Sometimes.
for me going to Ecuador, or for me going to Ecuador to America and to live.
Did you tell her before that you were going to Colombia?
I did tell her before because she needed to know that.
That's
That's when she thought it was Columbia, South Carolina.
South Carolina, yes.
Why you want to go to Columbia, Jaybird? It's hot down there right now. Who do you know in Colombia?
How long did it take for her to figure out you were going to a
I'm
different
like, no,
country?
South America. Where all the drugs are? Jaybird. Be the death of me. I can't come down there and get you.
Could have gone to Columbia, South Carolina. Wouldn't want to.
I'd prefer you go to Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah, it would be that. Nothing to see there, though.
How long was it?
You go see some of your grandfather's family at St. Matthews, but you don't want to do that.
Oh. How long was it until she figured out you were talking about a different place?
Was it like I had to tell her it was
it like 5 minutes, 10 minutes that you talked about?
No, I told her.
Oh,
and she was
you
like,
told her.
"Oh." It's like, isn't that with the guy who sold all the drugs? I'm like, Mom, it's mostly tourists in now. I just don't know. I just don't know why you want to go all the way there.
And then she started asking who you're going with, and you got off the call very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. A friend. Because then if I just tell her too much, then she'll ask me 1,000 questions.
I just hope she never texts me and say, Matt, does Jaybird have a boyfriend?
You can't say a word.
I won't say a word.
The answer will be no.
And then I lied to your mother. Well, you don't. But, what if I can't lie? I'm damned if I do. I can't tell your mother the truth or a fib because I'm fucked either way.
You can't win with her. It's true. Later on, y'all, they're kind of asking her, like, is he running away from something? It's the same can you trust this guy conversation, but this time we're at a gay bar. And the thing is, she's like, I'm being a modern witch to me is working with the earth, and it's got negative connotation to him. I think if she explains this to him, it won't be like Molly and Luis.
No. I think once he sees it, probably that will be different.
Yeah, it's not brujeria.
No, what did you think about her reaction when the producer said, so why hasn't do you think it's a problem he hasn't talked to his mom? And Ashley said, well, that's a Manuel problem.
Yeah. I think we're gonna be sticking our head into the sand a lot for that. Yeah. She's a dreamer, this one.
She makes up excuses for him because she said sometimes he leaves. She said sometimes Manuel leaves out some facts because he wants to protect people. And y'all, that's still lying. That's still lying, and there's not good that comes from that.
Protect people or protect himself.
Yeah.
Later on, she's putting her dog Rico Suave.
That made me laugh.
And anyway, she's like, I don't know if he made his connections. She's still freaked out. I have a feeling she's a very anxious person, and she can't sit with this stuff very well.
I want to know who that black cat's name is.
I think this woman really should have brought someone to pick him up at the airport. I don't think she functions through this life very well alone.
She's already, her sister comes over, Sienna. Her sister comes over, and she's even says like, hey, I'm the more practical sister. And she's kind of saying like, what if he's not into this and all that? But wasn't really helpful because already Ashley is spinning. She's just going, what if he does this? Then if this happens, and if he doesn't get on it, y'all, because she's trying to text him and she can't get a hold. I think she wouldn't have had the panic attack if she had texted him and knew he was there.
Yeah.
She's freaking out what's to come, but she's also freaking out that, and I want to ask this question. Why did they wait till the last day of his visa to fly to the US?
That's a really good question.
Because she's worried if an agent or the flight's messed up, he didn't get on it, then he's fucked and he can't come the next day. Why did
It
you
does
wait?
seem like extreme procrastination. Home edition.
Home edition.
That's all I've got for them.
I did enjoy
attack.
I did enjoy editors that added in the car honking noises while she was in, just going. She's like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Honk, honk.
They made it into a comedy bit.
Oh.
And I was. It wasn't good to me because it scared me that she was going to have a panic attack. And at one point, her hands were off the wheel.
I know panic attacks are terrible, horrible, horrible. I've never had one. Have you?
Smaller ones. But never never like an outright panic attack. Yeah. Yeah. Gino and Jasmine. Yo, they're back.
Gino. Gino.
As she says.
Yes, yes. So, y'all, we've talked a lot about Gino and Jasmine. And are you new? Because if you just now know Gino and Jasmine, welcome to the show.
And welcome to the shit show that is always entertaining.
And look, people say things about, some people say, they're like, I think Gino and Jasmine, they don't love Jasmine. They think she's toxic. They think whatever you want to think. I get it. I get where a lot of that, like, she will jump and freak out and totally read Gino for filth. But at the end of the day, I do still love watching them. I'm not sick of them yet.
I still love watching them. It's just so insane. When my favorite was the end when she's having this fight with him in front of a wall of dog toys.
A wall of dog toys. On a FaceTime, nonetheless.
On FaceTime.
The woman's just like loading like rawhide treats.
At a dog spa.
At a dog spa. It was chef's kiss.
So it's time for her bachelorette party, y'all, because her friends aren't going to get to come to her wedding. She's got a giant dick balloon with Gino's hat on it.
That made me laugh.
And another thing, so they always kind of recap the story, and she's like, and Jasmine says, I don't really like traditional good-looking guys because I'm a super jealous person. Gino's got this, he's got belly fat, flamingo legs, that sharky nose, the non-existent lip, the pockmarks, the slurred speech, the dippity doos. But she's like, but it's kind of my thing.
Kind of my thing. That's the deal. If y'all are new, I will say this now. They love each other.
Yeah.
They 100% love one another.
And Jasmine is gold on camera. It doesn't matter if she's losing her mind. She can be vulnerable. She can be. It's God. They found 2 stars.
They did.
Yeah.
Can't she have moments where it feels borderline, pretty emotionally, a little? I guess I want to say abusive, because the thing is like Gino has said shitty things to her. I think Jasmine gets a lot of flack because she yells, but Gino,
I think both of them can be very cruel to one another.
Like, yeah, Gino sent nudes of her. Like, they've had nudes. They've had a very complicated past.
You took her to Legoland.
You want to see nudes? Here are nudes, Gino. And she rips that hat off, and we all went, oh.
There were 2 seasons of Magic.
Oh.
Both were, I believe, B90.
If you haven't seen their season of B90, their first season of B90, do yourself a favor.
Delicious.
So y'all, if you remember the way they ended for this last season of B90, they ended where she is sobbing because she didn't get to go to her interview. Well,
where they told her that she had to come back. They told her that she didn't have everything she needed.
She came back the second time, 10 minutes, she was out. So she is going to marry Gino and be with him day and night back in
24/7.
Canton, Michigan.
Canton, Michigan.
Now, Gino, I
all
think
the way from Panama.
Panama. I think so we see Gino. Gino is taking a sabbatical because he's an engineer, y'all. He's taken a sabbatical for 30 years. I think this is really thoughtful because a lot of times there's a lot of problems on 90 Day Fiance when the
Feel
person
isolated
comes.
because
Yes, because somebody's working all day and they're just, I mean, Jay and Ashley, that has to be the reason why Jay cheated on Ashley.
has to be.
Just because she was gone.
I
No
think
other reason.
I think it's also that Jasmine says, "I need more time with you.
I need your semen inside me daily, Gino.
Also, she'd probably be showing up at his work, making sure he's not talking to any of his female coworkers.
Did you talk to a female engineer, Gino?
You're lying.
Yeah, she would flip out.
I hate you. Y'all, later on the clips, when she finds in his car, what is this? And it's a lipstick, and you can almost hear Gino in his head going, because she looks at him and stares at him.
It was as if her long hair weighed her down, and whenever she got a shortcut, it made her more powerful.
Yes, agree. Later on, he is leaving. Y'all, after 30 years, all he has is a tiny box.
I don't think Gino has a lot of decorations at his desk.
Doubtful. And later on, Jasmine at her birthday, at her bachelor party, is dancing naked in the party bus and mooning the police. And
good for her.
And she's, hold on, I need the pillow. I can't sit without it. Because y'all, she got a Brazilian butt lift, which she has not told me about because she spent the money from her dress allowance on it.
She's like dieting and everything because she wants to look good for Gino. And so she got this butt lift. I love that her
because she
friends
lost
were
her butt. She said,
I like that her friend says, yeah, that pillow smells like ass. And she was like, my ass smells good.
And then they went, they're like, what's he going to do when he finds it? He's like, well, what can he do? He's like, I've already spent the money. I need another dress now.
So she talks about this. This is kind of the first time that she's starting to talk in detail about some of her plastic surgery stuff that she's done. But she says like her laser hair removal. She's like, Gino loves that. So
Right.
she says and I kind of agree with her that Gino balks on these, but he seems very happy when she does a lot of these things. He says he doesn't care, but now she's also done vaginal rejuvenation.
Yeah,
which nobody, that's for her choice to do that, y'all. But
it's pretty much it's not a helpful concept for women to be told that they need to be tighter down there.
Hey, if you're gonna get in my ass, you're gonna feel every man that's been there before you, because that's just part of the deal. You know, that is the history. The history. Wow. I'm not getting rid of those. Not getting rid of those notches on those walls. Nuh-uh.
Just looks like someone's nails were scraped out of it.
Because when you put your dick in my butthole, it tells a story. And I want people to know the story.
My story.
Now, what did you think of so she's doing all this. Meanwhile, Gino's looking at a Nordic track.
Treadmill, yeah. And he's like, how much mileage is on this thing? And she's like, I wouldn't know how to do that. Figure out the mileage.
The girl lies to him because she's like, it's not that old. And I went, it's a Nordic track.
That thing is at least 7 or 8 years old.
Yes, that is not new, Gino. Don't buy that.
It's like, I'm not gonna buy this today. And y'all, he's very worried that she's gonna not freak out because he's quit his job. I think she'll get over that. They'll have a fight, but I guarantee you he's got money coming in from some way. I guarantee you he's got savings because his expenses are nothing.
This man never spends money. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I guarantee you he's got money.
So he's not buying it. Meanwhile, Jasmine the track. Now, this is the first time we've heard about Jasmine's children. This is the first time we've seen them.
We've seen both of them.
I thought her kids were older. Did we see her other son?
I don't think he was there.
We only saw one. She has two sons.
And JC, and she said we we did not. We never knew this. She introduced Gino to her children after a year because she was
this is the first
very
time
careful about it.
because her children, I guess, shares custody, but it almost seemed like her children had lived, but our children do live with her, so it's just never discussed really.
It was never discussed. They have shared custody. So, and then it said basically, they were talking about the big deal is Lori, his Gino's sister-in-law. The message said, this is the sticking point. She's like, she sent me a message. Don't get married April 13th or 24th. We will be in Florida. And she's like, not a request, an order.
So this brings me to my question. What would your mother do if someone texted her and said, hey, can you just not have Jaylene's wedding in May?
Jaylene Bird's wedding in May.
Jaylene Bird's wedding in May, because we're going to be on a trip.
Well, I guess I have to go around everybody's schedules. No, what would happen was, first of all, these kind of things should be planned out a year in advance. And maybe they could not do that because she just got the visa. And
yeah, because they have 90 days to get married.
This is tricky because Gino said later on, she sent that to you while I was there, giving her your date. So it was kind of like a quick kind of thing. But I can see when Jasmine was like, how dare she tell me when I will have my wedding?
I mean, the way that the woman texted it, she could have said like, hey I'm talking to Gino right here. And he says, you're talking about wedding dates. So I just want to let you know, we have a vacation planned. We really want to come to the wedding because we'd love to celebrate. Like, that's the way you say that.
That is the way you say it.
This woman texted her like a coworker is texting a boss to reschedule a meeting.
Yeah, like don't have the wedding. That's what she told her.
Yeah,
I would say this. It was thoughtless. It was thoughtless.
Yes, I would probably interpret that and say, well, you know what? I'm glad they want to be at my wedding. So that's not the way Jasmine works. No.
So it looks like we find out later she is going to bring the kids there.
She has the goal.
Plans. That is the first time we've heard that.
Would you tell your kid 2 days before you're leaving that you're leaving? I felt like
I called Fraudacity on this.
It's a little. I would have told my kid. Now, granted,
she said he knows. She said he knows that she's been planning to go.
Yeah.
But she did say, are you going to be upset if I'm going? I'm leaving like 3 days. And he went, sounds good to me. Can't wait to go to America.
And she's like, please be sad. Aren't you sad? And he said, yeah, this is what I'm saying.
She's like, can't you have a breakdown, Juanes?
The best thing for Fiancé and JC is either of them or both. Hopefully one of these kids are going to be gay, because can you imagine?
She needs a gay son.
Jasmine needs a gay son, and B, can you imagine being a
balloons?
Straight... What?
Balloons!
What? Balloons in the video?
Yes!
I didn't do anything.
Yo, when I just scream out balloons...
Y'all, there's some iOS update. We don't know why. Is it when I do the peace sign?
I don't know. It just it's happening again. Don't do the peace sign. Please don't.
Is that it?
I don't like it. No, that's not happening now.
I guess that's what I do that.
This is riveting.
I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't do it for me when I can see. I think you're lying to me. I think they're not here. Which it's funny because you hate
gaslit.
Because you hate balloons.
I hate balloons.
It's not working now. So anyway,
please stop.
Well. So I was going to say that can you imagine having Jasmine as your mother-in-law if you're a woman?
No.
That's why these kids, I would say this, if Jasmine's sons aren't gay, I don't care I would say it's going to be easier for you to marry a man.
Agree. Later on, y'all, we're at the pet spa, and Coco is seeing his, I thought Coco was a girl, but obviously Coco is a boy what doesn't matter with Jasmine.
Doesn't matter.
But and he's like, Coco's the only person coming with me because he's the only one who doesn't need a visa. That you can't teach this, y'all. She's a genius. I love her.
I do too. They're both hilarious.
And then Gino is on the phone. He's like, so have you potty trained Coco yet? He was going, and she goes, number one, he doesn't do it on purpose. Number two, he is suffering from anxiety.
Gino, it's his anxiety, Gino. And I wrote, no, dogs have anxiety, but you need to house train your dog.
Yeah.
This dog is going to shit all over Gino's house.
The dog gets everything he wants.
This is what's great about Gino and Jasmine. Is for me, it's not in the same league, but they do have that thing that Darcy and Stacey have where they get the joke. They know they're being...
No, they get the joke.
I don't think they're faking being ridiculous. Jasmine knows that she's being overly emotional and ridiculous. Yeah. She can't help it, but she also knows that she's being ridiculous. And
Jasmine gets the joke.
And Gino does too. Like the shot of Gino in his hat and khakis running on that treadmill.
The way they filmed him walking out of his work with his legs first and that kind of awkward shuffle he has.
He gets it.
The show is at its best when they find lovable losers who find other losers, or people who are just little off kilter, misfits. Probably a nicer word than losers.
Because Jasmine and Gino are both he's very accomplished in his career, and Jasmine, she was a teacher and all that. So, and she's really
Jasmine
smart.
is incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
And weirdly emotionally, even though she has a lot of baggage.
She won the tell-all, y'all. Yeah. Won the tell-all. Y'all, so many of y'all came at us and said, they're like, I can't believe I agree with everything Jasmine says.
Me too. So later on, he's like, are you okay? And she's like, well, I am not okay. Your sister-in-law's text. And she's like, well, I was sitting right there with her. And she's like, it's about having manners.
She does say that. She said,
and he's defending his sister-in-law. It's like, my family they're wonderful people.
I am leaving everyone I know, Gino. I think that's where a lot of this is coming from.
Here, in front of this wall of dog toys.
Yes.
I'm asking you to love me.
It's true. A lot of this is exactly because she's like, I have no American friends. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And y'all don't forget, she's moving from Panama
to Canton, Michigan.
Again.
We talked about how cold it was. It's just like, oh my God, when I saw her.
It's so.
How do you people live?
Not happily.
No, it's bad. I called it a long, dark hallway, and a lot of sissies said that's exactly what winter in northern climes feel like. Yep, long, dark hallway, and you just keep walking.
Well, happy fall, everybody.
Looking for a way out.
Although we're getting an El Nino, so maybe I think it's going to be warmer for Northern America.
I thought it was going to be colder.
The Pacific Northwest and North, they're warmer. It's the southern, the middle to southern half of the country that we get colder and wetter.
Oh, okay.
So,
I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah, that's all.
We're going to go and talk about Rob. God. Boy, fucking stunner. Jesus.
Yes, he is very attractive. He knows it.
Yeah, he does. Rob and Sophie, both of them give me influencer vibes, y'all. I'm sorry to say. And then Nicole and Justin, and there's a lot to unpack in that.
And
couple.
I guess she's going by Nikki. I was confused. She said Nicole, but then later her Chiron said Nikki. So I don't know what to.
That's not going to be confusing at all.
I know. So anyway, but yeah, Nikki is gonna take a spin at the Dick Riviera.
And she's in the same in Andre's hometown of Chisinau.
Yeah, Moldova.
That's where he's from.
Not Moldova. Not Moldova. Moldova.
Moldova. There is an
That's
O.
what I said. That's what
You
I
keep
said.
saying Moldova.
Moldova. All right, everybody. That's the show. That's your part. If you're new to this, we're gay men who talk too long about everything. So we have to do this in 2 parts.
Honestly, though, these first couple episodes are hard because we are introing so many couples.
Yeah, whatever excuse you want to make for yourself.
Hey!
Y'all, we gab on. And that's okay. You like it. Because
that's the show. That's our show. If you don't like it, fuck off.
We give you a DP of 90 Day Fiancé. This is our part 1. We'll do part 2. Hey, if you want to listen to this commercial free for your pleasure, be sure to jump onto RG Plus on the $8 tier. That's the whole enchilada tier. That's going to be available on Patreon, Supercast, and also Apple subscriptions.
Yes.
If you want to do that, you can jump on there. That also give you Love After Lockup, which is
it's killing it this season.
It's killing it this season. You also will get our classic episodes of Happily Ever After of 90 Day Fiancé. You'll get right now Love is Blind, which is on the $5 tier. Yep. So doing a lot on our Patreon, our RG Plus right now, because you're getting hand tossed.
And
then November is just going to be bloated. All right, everybody. That's the show. We go to realitygaze.com. That's where you can find everything about us. That's where you can leave a review on Apple Podcast or on Spotify and leave 5 stars. Write a little something. If you don't know what to write, Poots, what can they write?
You can write Keep Going Queens, KGQ.
Yes, y'all keep going, Queens. Until then, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you see a woman who's recently had a Brazilian butt lift, sticking her butt out the window at police and a little white dog running after him, you need to call us.